You know, over the last couple of weeks, we have shown you stories about a number of shark attacks happening around the country, including a 14-year-old boy bitten just yesterday in Florida, and in Texas recently, where the same shark apparently bit 4 swimmers. Joining us now is shark expert and Senior Director of Fish and Invertebrates in Mystic Aquarium, David Cochran. David, thank you for being here today. We appreciate it.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's begin with this. Shark attacks are very rare on human beings, right?
Yes, they are. Interactions between sharks and humans are very rare.
Is there particular spots we hear about a lot where they happen most here in the United States?
Sure. You know, most of where you're going to find these interactions are going to be around Florida, the Gulf Coast, things like that. Really anywhere where there are, you know, really popular coastal destinations. You know, sharks, most species of sharks really like the nice, warmer, shallower waters. And that's where people like to go. It's a great, you know, it's a great vacation spot and that kind of a thing. So when you think about, you know, where you're most likely to encounter sharks, it's going to be in your more popular coastal areas.
Sure, it makes sense. What kind of sharks are usually the culprit in these rare events? What kinds? More than one?
Yeah, there's not one species that can be attributed to these types of interactions. It can be any kind. You know, sharks are a diverse group of animals. There's over 500 species of shark, from very tiny foot-long sharks all the way up to, you know, what you would consider very large, the great whites, the whale sharks, and things like that. And anytime you have an area of the environment where sharks are present, you know, there is always that, you know, that small risk of encountering them.
I would imagine it's incredibly rare, but could a shark attack happen on Long Island Sound? It's not the kind of place it normally happens, right?
Sure, it's not generally what you think about, but it is important to know that there are sharks in Long Island Sound. There are a few species that are typically found, smaller species of spiny and smooth and dusky dogfish. And then you have a couple of larger species. The brown shark and the sand tiger shark are pretty common in Long Island Sound. So it's always best when you're out in the water, when you're boating, or you're enjoying your day at the beach, just to be cognizant and be aware of your environment around you, and that those animals are in there. It's a good thing that they're in there as an apex predator. They help keep the ecosystem in balance. So,
let's talk about
sharks.
I'm sorry, I'm going to tee up. Let's talk about this because Mystic Aquarium is having Shark and Ray Awareness Day. That's coming up this Sunday, July 14th. Tell me about that and the difficulties the shark population is facing right now.
Certainly, yeah, I appreciate that. Yes, so Mystic Aquarium, along with other accredited zoos and aquariums for the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, they participate in Shark and Ray Awareness Day every year. It's the 14th of July. This year it's this Sunday. We will have a lot of really good educational materials and activities that are really geared around engaging the audience, not just with kind of what the adversity that sharks are facing with overfishing and other human pressures, but also things that they can do in their day-to-day that can be that action for shark conservation. You know, using the public's collective voice as an advocate for, you know, environmental protection is really an important thing. The sharks and rays are. Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's always a great place to learn. We're running tight on time. David Cochran, a shark expert from Mystic. We appreciate your time today. Have a great event at your place this weekend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
You bet. Ann.